European grain restrictions are absolutely unacceptable, Zelensky says. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Tuesday criticized protectionist measures from neighboring countries which limit imports of Ukrainian grain, saying they are absolutely unacceptable. The EU last week adopted a temporary measure that bans wheat, maize, rapeseed and sunflower seed originating in Ukraine from being exported to Bulgaria, Hungary, Poland, Romania and Slovakia, after those countries raised concerns over local farmers being undercut by a bottleneck of cheap Ukrainian grain. Unfortunately, we have encountered problems where we should have continued to see strong signs of solidarity, in proportion to the threats that exist today, tough and even brutal, for wartime, protectionist measures from our neighbors, Zelensky said at a joint news conference with EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. Any restrictions on our exports now are absolutely unacceptable because they do not strengthen all of us in Europe, instead they strengthen the aggressors' capabilities, he added. Addressing Zelensky's concerns, von der Leyen described the grain topic as a challenging situation and vowed to set up a joint coordination platform to get grain exports fully functioning again. The immediate priority now is that the grain transit goes seamlessly and at the lowest possible cost outside of Ukraine towards the European Union, she said. For the next news. Russia is attempting to destroy values because it's afraid of Ukraine's path to EU, bloc's chief says. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said Tuesday that Russia is seeking to destroy values of freedom in Ukraine because it is afraid of the country's path to the European Union. We Europeans cherish our liberty, our democracy, our freedom of thought and speech, von der Leyen said alongside Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during a visit to Kyiv to mark Europe Day. Ukraine is fighting for the ideals of Europe that we celebrate today. In Russia, Putin and his regime have destroyed these values, she said. They are afraid of the success you represent and the example you show, and they are afraid of your path to the European Union, she said. Von der Leyen added that Russia has dramatically failed, and Ukraine is fighting back successfully. For the next news. Russia has failed to capture Bakhmut, Ukraine's Zelensky says. Russia has failed to capture the eastern city of Bakhmut before the May 9 deadline, a day when Russia marks the Soviet victory over Nazi Germany in World War II, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Tuesday. They were not able to capture Bakhmut. This was the last important military operation that they wanted to complete by the 9th of May, Zelensky said in a joint news conference with European President Ursula von der Leyen. Unfortunately, the city does not exist anymore. Everything is fully destroyed, he added. Zelensky urges more ammo. The Ukrainian president also said ammunition the European Union has pledged to deliver to Ukraine is already needed on the battlefield, calling for faster deliveries. Ukraine daily demonstrates efficiency of our defense against Russian aggression. Every intercepted terrorist's missile, every success of our warriors in defeating Russian attacks, these are the proofs that we can win over this aggressor, Zelensky said. The main thing is the proportionality of our abilities to the abilities that the aggressor has. And in this context, I have thanked Ursula for the readiness of the European Union to provide Ukraine this badly needed ammunition, 1 billion artillery shells, and we have also discussed the key issues, the speed of the procurement and delivery of this ammunition, because they are needed on the battlefield already now, he said. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin marked May 9 with the annual Victory Day parade and launched yet another scathing attack on the West, accusing it of holding Ukraine hostage to its anti-Russian plans. He also claimed that real war has been unleashed against Russia. For the next news. It's mid-afternoon in Kyiv. Here's what you need to know. Russia held its annual celebration to mark the Soviet Union's role in defeating Nazi Germany in World War II. In past years, tens of tanks have streamed across Red Square as jets have ripped through the skies in a flex of Russia's military might. But this year's parade was a quieter affair. A single T-34 tank, a relic from the Soviet era, led out this year's mechanized column, and the flypast was cancelled. Here are the latest developments. Prigozhin's rant. Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin launched the latest in a series of rants directed at Russia's military leadership during the parade in Moscow. He claimed his troops were blatantly lied to after he received only 10% of the support he had been pledged to help sustain his troops in Bakhmut. Prigozhin also questioned how Victory Day celebrations could be underway in Moscow when we haven't earned that victory 1 millimeter. Kyiv withstands Russian missile strikes. Ukraine's air defense systems intercepted 23 of the 25 cruise missiles Russia fired overnight Tuesday, according to the Ukrainian Air Force. The Ukrainian military warned earlier this week that Russia is trying to wear down its air defenses ahead of the long-anticipated Ukrainian counteroffensive. But, for now, Kyiv's shields are holding firm. EU chief celebrates Europe Day in Kyiv. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen is in Kyiv to mark Europe Day, a celebration of peace and unity on the continent. In a joint news conference with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, she claimed Russia is trying to destroy liberty, democracy and freedom in Ukraine because they fear its burgeoning European future. More U.S. support incoming. The United States is set to announce a $1.20 billion aid package to Ukraine as early as Tuesday, according to a U.S. official familiar with the issue. The package, which will include drones, artillery ammunition and air defense missiles, comes as Ukraine's long-anticipated counteroffensive looms.